Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I'm Pastor Joe Fox. I'm going to start right out by saying this is a religious video. If you don't want to watch a religious video, go to another one, okay? I don't want to suck any of you guys in who aren't into that right now. Number two, this video is not a video where I want to start arguments, and I will not entertain arguments, okay? So if you don't agree with me, that's cool. Do your own video. All right. A lot of people, not a lot, maybe 5 or 6 in the last 3 or 4 weeks have contacted me through various means, and they have said words to the effect of, hey, Pastor Joe, I'm new to Torah, I'm just coming into understanding that I need to keep the commandments of God, of Yahweh, of Yahweh. Okay, I know I got to do it. What do I got to do? What are the first steps I need to take? How do I get started here? I'm convicted I need to do it, but I don't know what to do. All right, so here's the deal. Go to Acts 15, read in there, and something happened. The first people to follow Yeshua as Messiah, Jesus as the Christ, were Jews, right? They're Israelites. Two are not synonymous, but they were both. And so the word starts spreading. Well, then the Gentiles, the non-Israelites, start coming into the way, and they start getting it, and they start following Yeshua and worshiping Yahweh and stuff like that. And some of the Jews were upset about that. And they said, you know what? I don't like all these people coming in, and I think y'all need to be circumcised before you go any further and have any fellowship with us. And that caused a great problem. And a lot of people are like, well, then forget it, man. I'm out. I'll go worship Baal or something. And so it caused a problem. The argument went all the way to Jerusalem, and the end result, you can read all about it in Acts 15. The end result was this. They said, all right, look, here's what we're going to tell the people. Don't tell them they got to be circumcised right now, but they're going to have to be. Tell them right now 4 things they got to do. They have to abstain. They have to forego food offered to idols. They have to forego fornication. They have to not eat strangled animals, don't strangle animals and eat them, and they had to forego blood. And then they said, if you read further on, the rest they'll get on Shabbat when they're listening to Torah being read. But these 4 things, they're the gate. You can't do these and come in and have fellowship with us. So don't do those 4 things. No, we don't do those 4 things today, really, to speak of. Fornication we do. So here's the deal. Why did they pick those 4 things? Because those were things that pagans did to worship their gods, right? Their false gods. But they would have these temple ceremonies where they had these big orgies. They had men and women temple prostitutes. They would strangle things to see the life force come out of them. They'd drink the blood to get the life force, and eat food offered to other idols, right? Can't do that. So how does that translate into 21st century former Christian America, right? Because most of you are coming out of Christianity. That's how I refer to it, and coming into the way. So what do you got to do? A couple things that are related to worshiping other gods. The first thing is you got to quit hanging out at that Sunday church. Sorry, I've got pastors who are friends of mine that they just don't quite get it yet. They'll get it. I pray for them every day. But look at the history of why Yah's people worship on Sunday. Why do they gather on Sunday, on the first day of the week, and do church, to put it in modern terms? It's because the Catholic Church changed it. Google origin of Sunday worship, and you'll find out. It was all to appease the pagans, because that's when the pagans worship their sun god. That's why it's called that. You need to start keeping Shabbat, keeping the Sabbath. There's 10 commandments. Many Christians will tell you the law was nailed to the cross with Jesus. His blood has atoned for all my sins. They're partially right. They're partially wrong. And the wrong part will get you. They'll say the law was nailed to the cross. You're no longer concerned with that. But then if you say to them, well, okay, so as your Christian pastor, as your Christian brother, is it okay for me to worship other gods? Can I worship Allah when I'm over in Afghanistan? Is that cool? No, that's not cool. Okay. Well, the law was nailed to the cross. Can I go ahead and start doing some murder? Because I'm really feeling the need to murder a couple people. Is that cool? No, that's not cool. Can I commit adultery? No. Can I steal? No. Can I bear false witness? No. In fact, Christians will say, even though the law is nailed to the cross, you really ought not to break 9 of the 10 commandments. But the one they don't consider is the 4th commandment. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Holy means set apart. Keep it separate. Yahweh spends the most time talking to us about keeping Shabbat out of all the commandments. The most time. And that's the one we feel we don't need to keep. Isn't that a typical parent? He spends the most time telling us about it because he knows we're going to break that rule, right? So yeah, start keeping Shabbat. Quit going to Sunday worship and worshiping other gods. I mean, that's harsh, but we could go there in another video. So that's 1. 2, Christmas and Easter. Remove them from your calendar. Again, they are pagan holidays. It does not matter what it means to you. It matters what it means to him. Jim Staley has a video, Truth or Tradition. You can probably get it on YouTube and watch it for free. I highly recommend it. Easter and Christmas are pagan holidays. Look up origin of Christmas, origin of Easter, and read to your little heart's content. Yah does not bless these. Yahweh does not appreciate it when you go worshiping other gods. In his name even. Puh. Right? So you got to quit worshiping other gods. Just like before. Immediately stop worshiping other gods. The rest will come. Okay? How does the rest come? By keeping Shabbat, by reading Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible. Right now, a whole lot of us all throughout the world are in Deuteronomy. We're in like chapter 3. I think today we start in verse 23, or tomorrow we start in verse 23, and then we're going like through chapter 7. And then, the next week we'll pick up there and move forward. And so everybody reads that, and it depends on the congregation. Some people have commentary on it. Some people discuss it, whatever. But the bottom line is you need to read it. You need to read the Word. You need to get into your Word, and so you can understand it, and the rest will come. The Hebrew way of learning, the Eastern way of learning is by doing. So just start doing it, and understanding will come. Pray for understanding. Pray for wisdom. Something else that Americans particularly probably need to get on right away is what you eat, right? You're not allowed, according to Torah, according to the Most High Yah, who designed this body, no pork, no ham, no bacon, no nothing like that. That's an abomination. It's the same abomination as homosexuality is, right, to the Most High. Don't be eating no pig, right? What's Samuel Jackson say? Swine's a filthy animal, right? Well, he's right, because that's what Yah said. Catfish, any fish without scales or fins, like catfish or shrimp or lobster or anything like that, you can't eat it. You can read about the foods you can eat and not eat in Leviticus. You need to start reading. But, start doing these things. Start keeping Shabbat. I remember, I was working 45 hours a week. I was a Sunday pastor, so my Sundays were full. And all of a sudden, the Most High struck me that, hey, you need to keep my Shabbat. You need to keep my Torah. And it took me a while to transition out of Sunday church. I had a huge church that was coming every Sunday. I felt, obligated to them. And so I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to start keeping Shabbat and preaching on Sunday. And those first couple Shabbats, Saturdays, were hard. I didn't know what to do. I was like, what do we do? Hey, rest, stay in the Word, watch Pastor Dow. He comes on live at 11 o'clock. Watch me, watch last week's video this week, because we put it up there. And, yep, do those things. Start doing those things now, and the rest will come. All right, I'll see you out there.